Hey everybody, I am back with some messages. This is for Aaliyah by request. This is what we're going to take a look at. We're going to see how they feel today. Her mom, see how her mom feel today. We are going to see, check into the energies around if they allow Aaliyah to do this for personal gain. And was the mom involved with R. Kelly? So much damage. So much damage. So much damage. Yeah, so much damage. That's what I get. So much damage. From the day that they began this chapter with R. Kelly, they've been broken ever since. Yeah, of course. Um, yeah, they definitely made some serious mistakes. I also believe that a lot of the parents did. When I say mistakes, I am actually going to say mistakes because I don't feel like things was done on purpose. I really do think that her mom made some mistakes. I believe that the parents made some mistakes. Mistake meaning that I was doing it for one reason, and by me being ignorant to other things. Yeah, you get the story. Yeah, I really don't think that this was done on purpose. Um, I think this is ignorance, lack of knowledge, no wisdom, no understanding, and a desire for greed, the desire more money increase and more happiness, more joy to move on, to move out their house, to move forward in life. They believed that this was the moment to move forward. From that day, they just been waiting to meet with her again. That's all I see. Trying to find a way to live in peace until they see her again. And this really shattered them and everybody close to them. They wish it was a way they can fix it. They wish it was a way they can go back in the hands of time. Of course, it stresses them, mental stress. It's been mental stress for a long time. Um, deep rooted regret, pain, and hurt. Just can't wait to see her again. Always felt a lack of love since she's been gone. Yeah, they never went back to a regular life or they never went to a new normal. They never lived life without her, her and the thought of her. And they just waiting to get to heaven and see her again. But that was the punishment that they're not in control of that day. Did they do this for personal gain? To a certain point, yes. The intent to hurt her and harm her, no. They were unclear on how everything worked. They did not have the wisdom and the knowledge of how entertainment was or how it goes. And it was so many fine lines during that time that they couldn't even read the paperwork that was given to them. They couldn't comprehend it. They couldn't understand it. Um, this was more about a brother that's going to help out my daughter. Yeah, a brother. That's kind of like how it feel right then. But they were unclear about how things was going to take place and how things was going to move forward. They did it so they can move forward. They didn't want to stay where they were at. They didn't want the status that they were at. They opened up their hearts and their home because they wanted to live on another level of status. Man, body, soul, house, car, everything was combined in this. But they did not understand the weight and the value that it was going to take. They didn't understand the sacrifice of this. No, they did not. As they start quickly, I mean, really quick, as they started the communication with R. Kelly and looking at different paperwork, they were sent paperwork every week, every week, every week. It was some type of contract, some type of paper for them to look at, some type of thing for them to sign to. They did not, they was way over their heads, way over their heads, and what they were dealing with on paper. They never even saw her having attraction. They didn't see her as being sexually attracted to boys, period. They saw her as a little girl. They didn't even see that attraction. Maybe she never even had it. It's kind of like when you look at your children like, oh, they're not thinking about the opposite sex, or they're not thinking about dating. They're not thinking about sex. That's how they was naive to believe that it couldn't happen. But they really thought that he was going to take care of her. And they really feel like they never received the justice that they should have received for what he did. But see, that's what a hurt and pain and this long longevity of, well, this long suffering. That's why they live in long suffering, because to receive the judgment on this situation, then they will have to be judged as well. And I think that's why they lived in mental and emotional, spiritual pain, because they never wanted to reveal themselves. And that's the deal right here that I'm seeing. Release yourself, expose yourself, put yourself on a judgment table, and then you can receive judgment. And they refuse to do that. That has never happened. They have never ever took any responsibility. They have never ever confessed their mistakes, not even to each other. Well, not to the extended family. Mama and father did. There's a silence. But they definitely wanted punishment or judgment for what had happened. Yeah. They truly believed that everything was going to be okay. They did not see attraction. They did not see her attracted to him or him attracted to her. They did not see that. It kind of feels like it took on a world of itself, which with every piece of paper signed, and the farther she got away from them and the longer time she didn't spend with them, the more they were losing her and didn't know it. They did not know the things that was happening when she was away. They were like cousins in front of her, in front of them, in front of her family. They believe that God is going to make this right. And he is. They still want justice. But they don't want to expose themselves. So you asked the question of, did they do it for personal gain? My first answer was no. Did they do it for personal gain? Yes. They're in denial about it, but yes. But did they do it? Did they allow this criminal activity? Did they allow, I don't know, this is just something else. They make me feel like by the time we signed the 10 pieces of papers and contracts, we had lost her and didn't even know it. All she had to do was come back and sign too. That's how it feels. So yeah, they did it for personal gain. Yes. I know that they heart. I know they love her. I know they got a heart. I know they got empathy and sympathy. I know that they care. But at the end of the day, the answer is yes. They gave her away in ignorance. He says that ignorance is not an excuse. They didn't get her married. They didn't want her to be with him, live with him. But by the time they did all this paperwork, it pretty much had gave him power. And he had the rest. He did the rest. They gave him the power. You know, they thought that they were giving power to music, power to the artists, power to the entertainment world. But they were actually giving personal power because that's just how good he is. So the answer is yes, and you can make your own decision. Was she involved with R. Kelly, the mom? Did she have a relationship with him? No, I get a no. I get a no. I get a no, but spiritually, I feel like she didn't initiate it. I feel like he was that type of flirt person, but no. Is that a lie? It wouldn't make sense. No action, no love. No action, no love. She says no action, no love. No, I was not. If I would have did that, I would have definitely got my baby back. If I would have known that he even wanted me in that kind of way. She says no. I have a no. I also have something else. She's tired. And I see a lot of health issues and conflicting spirit. She has a tower here. So we're going to keep her in prayer. I got this tower here. I don't know her sign. She can be a possible Sagittarius. Or any other fire sign. But I don't feel like her health is doing too well right now. And I feel like she's tired. But no, she said she was not involved. Not involved. You know, when I did this, I really felt like it was going to be so much more to the story, but it's really not. At the end of the day, we wanted to get that money. We wanted to get the bag. We wanted a better house. We wanted to move out of the location where we were at. We also wanted to give Aaliyah a chance to express herself musically. And this brother came around and said that he could make all that happen. And Aaliyah was just a child. We didn't see any sexual issues. We didn't see any attraction. We didn't see anything uncomfortable. We saw R. Kelly as a businessman. We didn't see him as a man. We saw him as a businessman. And things went so fast and things went so quick, and it was paper after paper and document after document. And she was staying longer, working longer. The next thing you know, we had gave him the power over the image, the music, the artist. And in the meanwhile, he was personally gaining power over her mind and her spirit. And we didn't know that. We wouldn't even think like that. It's like we're not those kind of people to even think that he would do something like that. But it was too far gone at a certain point. They wanted justice the entire time. They wanted to call the police the entire time. They wanted some judgment on what was happening. They wanted her back. But doing that would expose them. So they took the silent road, which was something like this. We're going to put it in God's hands. He will get vengeance. And he will. And so will they receive the consequence. They spent each and every day um, living in that pain, feeling disconnected from life. They have never lived life without her. And they're waiting for the day to get back with her, wishing that they can make it happen sooner or wishing she can be here. They just lived their whole life grieving. And they were grieving on different levels, on the mistakes, on the bad decisions. They were grieving on so many different levels. By the time he had her, Aaliyah, to himself, those parents were guilty for some acts at that point. And even then, they choose their freedom over her. No, that mom was not involved with R. Kelly. And if that would have happened, it kind of feels like that would have been her sign to stop everything. And she has a tower here, and I got a Sagittarius here. Or I have this pause coming up in her life, um, as if she's on pause. Feels like that. She goes on a pause. I got conflict around her. Yeah. She's very, very tired. So I'm going to stop right there, just out of respect of the spirit. And we're going to keep her in prayer. And we get to choose how we live. We might not get to choose where we go. She never planned this to happen. Yeah. Okay. All right. So that's what I have here. It's really not much more to that story. Um, it's just it's just a situation that you couldn't fix. It's just one of those type of things. I know that it hurts because of the story line, because of who R. Kelly is, because of who she is and who we thought she was, and how beautiful she is. And we know we saw so much gifts and potentials on her, but we didn't know where she come from. We don't know what's in her blood. We don't know what's upon her, what's the generational spirits is all about. We didn't know. We don't get it. We don't know that all of this had to happen this way. This was a teamwork. Everybody came together to make this thing happen, and we're gonna have to accept it and release it, and know that know that it serves some type of purpose. We just have to know that. We just have to believe that. Yeah. Okay. So that's what I have. Talk to you guys soon. Bye bye.